What is up, guys? It's Quicksilver, and let me see. Today, I think what we're going to do is, for a while, I've been mentioning in some of my videos with you guys that I wanted to make what I'm calling a fight club. This is going to be a pretty ambitious project for me, one that I've actually kind of been, I guess, kind of putting off for a while, just because I think because of the size and scope of it, and also because it's got, well, there's multiple parts involved in it, and one of those parts is a mob separator. And I've come across a couple designs. I've actually built a few designs in the past, but none of them that I've really fallen in love with. So anyway, we're going to be doing one of those. We're going to be doing some crazy redstone work to make some things that work with it, and just a whole, and maybe some aesthetic stuff as well. So it's not going to be something we're going to do in one video, that's for absolute certain. But I guess let's get this party started. I will kind of give you guys a rundown of what we're going to do. This mob farm that I built when I first started it, if you guys have followed me the whole time, I don't really use very much because I have the skeleton farm over here that I can use for easy quick XP. I've got the blaze farm in the nether, and then I've got my enderman farm if I really want to get some XP. So I'm not really using this thing very much. It's good for passive drops and stuff like spider silk, or if I need bones, or I don't need rotten flesh for anything, but you know, if I want it, all that stuff is available there. But I'm not really using it for much else, so I figure we will convert this into, we'll keep it the way that it is, but we'll also have a lever or something like that that we can actually use to convert it into our fight club. So I guess to give you first the rundown on how this thing works for those of you who have not been with me since the beginning, which is probably a lot of you. As you can kind of hear, just to give you the rundown on how these guys become one-hit kills here, as you can probably hear right now, there are a lot of mob noises, and they're all underneath our feet. I think I have 4 or 5 different mob spawning platforms down there, and they just constantly are spawning these little nerds and kicking them out so that we can do that to them. But what they do, or the way that it works, is they're all stacked kind of one on top of the other, and what I do is I take all the mobs that are in there, the ones that are on the bottom get brought up to the top via mob evaders, just using water to do that. Wow, it's really pooping them out. Actually, let me turn these guys down, because that is really, really obnoxious. Hostile creatures, there we go. Let's get those guys turned down. Alright, that should be a little bit better. That's certainly better. Okay, so anyway, they're all spawning, and they're all getting pulled up into this one common room, and right about here is the middle of the room, and all the monsters get pushed into the same area, and I've got a drop chute here that has a spider separator, and there's some lava, so we'll occasionally hear those guys get burned up, and then their drops get sent down to some hoppers that then bring everything up into this chest. But the long and the short of it is they all get pushed over here, this middle area, and then they drop. I forget if it's like 23 or 28 blocks or 27, whatever it is, to make them one-hit kills so that we can do this to them. But at that point, they get shoved off the platform that they landed on, and they get mob evaded back up here, and you don't want to die, so we're just going to have to remedy that, baby. Get out of here. Alright, there we go. So then they get pushed back up via mob evader into this little water channel, and then drop down here where we can kill them. So what I'm planning to do, and I've already done a little bit of mapping off back here to make sure that I know where to get this party started. Can I say that again? I've gone ahead and I've actually kind of looked back here, and this is where we bring the mobs up. That little water channel, actually the mob evader that brings them up, is right here. So what I'm going to do is, I think, actually, since we're here, let's get that guy out of the way. Yeah, ticking's going to get really annoying too. We're going to go ahead, we're going to pull these mobs up right about, I think it's right here. And actually, I'm going to, oh, that's all I need are skeletons shooting at me. I'm actually going to block this off here. This is where the mobs come up, and I'm going to do, just for the time being, so that we don't have any of them coming up, I think that's going to keep them from coming up and probably just drown them under our feet here. In the meantime, let's take these guys out from above. There we go. And get the skelly out of here. Yeah, okay, so they're right there. That's good. I don't know if they'll die or what'll happen to them, but they're not going to be coming up here and messing with us. Last thing I need is a creeper blowing everything up. So anyway, what I'm planning to do, or what I'm hoping to do anyway, is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to throw some sticky pistons down underneath these 2 blocks on the bottom here and above these 2 blocks, and we'll wire those up to a lever or a button system or something so that we can hit that button, or we can pop that lever, and it will pull these two guys up and these two guys down, so we'll create a little 2x4 opening, which is pretty much what they're going through right now and here when we don't have these dirt blocks in here drowning them. So we'll create that opening, and then when we pull that, we'll also have it so that we push these two blocks up. Actually, we're not going to be able to push those two blocks up. We'll have to do it over here, I guess. We'll create, probably maybe just push these two blocks in here and here, so that the water channel, I think the water will, at that point, will flow this way because of those two signs. Those are acting like a wall as far as the water's concerned. So the mobs won't be able to get through because there will be stuff at their head height, and the water current should push them around the corner, and we can carry them over here where we'll do a little bit of mob separation before we drop them into our Fight Club room. So that is the general idea. And I think because of the uncertainties that I have about how I'm going to do all this stuff and not get killed and make sure it all works and all that stuff, I'm probably going to go ahead. I'm going to build a lot of this stuff off camera because it's going to be a real pain in the ass with the mobs coming up here too. So I'm probably going to go ahead and build that stuff off cam a little bit, and then I will come back in and give you guys an update and a rundown on everything that I've done so that you can see exactly what's going on. If there's a desire for a tutorial or something like that, or if I feel like this might be worthy of a tutorial when we're all done, then I will certainly do that as well. But in the meantime, I guess I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get started on this thing, and I will see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, so I've got this thing wired up here, and I'll go ahead and just show you kind of what I've done. Well, let's show you where I've got the pistons here first, so it makes a little more sense to you. We are open actually right now, our floodgates. I have not put the water back in yet, so I want to kind of tell you this quickly before we get more mobs up here. I couldn't put my pistons underneath here, unfortunately, because I couldn't stick the signs on there and it was a real problem. So what I have done is I have one sticky piston actually over here, right there, and I have another one actually underneath my feet here, a couple of blocks, kind of buried in this wall. So this block will come up and this one will come over when I pull that lever. And I'll just go ahead and show you really quickly, and then I've just got redstone wired directly into both of them. So that's what we get when it's closed. I haven't done the top two yet because I wanted to go ahead and show you how I placed the bottom two. They're the most difficult. So what happens is we pop the lever and everything comes over here. Now we do have one problem. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this thing up here. And I'm not sure how I'm going to resolve this yet, which is why I wanted to at least show it to you now. I'll go ahead and pop that water back in here. And let me go ahead and grab another source. Let me see. Throw that guy there. Now I gotta get this back into place. One last trip over to the water. Isn't that lovely? Can't get my damn ice trays to freeze, but my little stuff over here. Oh shit, come on, really? And that's the weirdest little bug I've seen here. Right next to a torch too, and these guys will freeze, but I can't get my ice tray to work. Alright, no big deal. Not gonna worry about it. So I'll pop this guy here to make that water extend, and there we go. Okay, so that's everybody's hunky-dory and working like it should now. You would expect, when I pop this lever, that this water would flow over into the open space, right? Wrong. We get this weird stuff happening. So I wanted to show you this because I'm not really sure how I'm going to resolve it yet. I'm really happy we haven't had any mobs come bobbing up here, so I don't have to worry about fighting anything while I'm showing this to you. Because right now, yeah, it's real easy for them to get out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do to make that work, guys. I've got to figure something out. I could, I guess, maybe try and set up some sort of a flue gate over here to have water flood down. I don't know if that would work or not, but yeah, basically, I think what I'm needing is some sort of even a block update doesn't work. I mean, obviously the blocks are updating when I open those things up, but if I throw a block down here, you know, again, if it was just weird Minecraft logic, then that should fix the problem, but it's not. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that, but I'm going to go ahead and go AFK again and dink around with it a little bit while I try and figure it out. So I'll be back in just a minute, hopefully with a solution, not a defeatist attitude. So see you guys in just a sec. Alright guys, so I came over here in my little test contraption world thing to do some water experimentations. So I could try and figure out what the problem is with the way that this is working, and I think at least I figured out why it's doing what it's doing. I don't know how to fix it yet. But over here we have a setup similar to what we're doing in my world. Here, I'll just do this. Where we have a hole with our mob evader coming up, and then I have the water that's actually placed on top of the hole. And it appears that what the issue is, I'm going to leave that little block up there because it's going to help us. If I have just a normal little area like this, okay, I can go ahead and I can throw it on my water source blocks here, and when I knock those out, it behaves just like you would expect it to. Doesn't matter if I place doesn't matter if I place those source blocks with the wall there like we just saw, or if I do this with it. In either case, it still goes around the corner. In this case, I can place my water here and here, and then I do my little water fix here, and because I'm in creative, I do that. We still end up with this no matter what I do. I can't figure out, or I haven't figured out yet, how I can make it behave the way that I want it to and actually turn the corner with the hole, I guess, behind it. For some reason, I think because there's a hole back there, the game is, I don't know if it's perceiving it as falling water or what it's doing, but it's not. Maybe because it thinks it's going down and filling this hole and down and filling this hole, the water's traveling down and this isn't a source block. I'm not really sure yet. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'll play around with it. I thought maybe just having one in the corner maybe would force it to work, but it's not. So I'm going to have to figure out some other creative way of getting our water to go around the corner. So I'm going to fiddle around with that, but I did want to show you at least kind of, I've identified the problem, just not sure how to fix the problem yet. So we'll take a peek at that and we'll get something figured out. Alright guys, I'm back and I've got it figured out. Had to create a dead spot in the trap, which I don't like much, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think the mobs are still going to get pushed in. What I had to do is I had to make these two blocks back here water source blocks. I guess they were always kind of flowing. Just so you know the way that I do that, because I had placed a water source block here and here, but they still kind of had this flowing animation texture. The way I got those to be still source blocks was I went ahead and I placed another water source block right here. For whatever reason it didn't become still, but it caused the two back here to become still blocks. But now what happens is when I pop that lever, the water goes right around the corner like we want it to. Which means basically that any mobs that are coming up in these front two areas right here are absolutely getting pushed up from there. If they're in the back, they can just kind of sit here and bob around. I don't think that's going to happen. I think when other mobs come up here, it's going to kind of push them around, but as soon as they get caught by this thing, well, they're going to get pushed this way. Right now they're not, because I don't have these two pistons in place yet, but that at least gets us that much of it, guys. So I'm a happy camper. I've got that problem figured out. So now I've just got to get the rest of the wall put in place here, which means I've got to have my two blocks here that can get pushed and pulled by pistons, and I think for the sake of ease, I'm just going to have them get pulled up instead of getting pushed down. So I don't think that's going to be too tough to do. And then I'll just do a little bit of terraforming on this hill so that we can cover up all the redstone and the pistons and all that good stuff. And at that point, what will happen is when I pop that lever, we'll have all four of these blocks open up, and everything will get all the water will get shunted over this way, as well as will any mobs. So I'm going to go ahead again. I'll go AFK while I get that sorted out, and I'll show you what I get set up. Alright guys, so I've got this wired up now. I had to do a little rewiring here. I'm not sure what happened, but for some reason I started getting some weird, I guess some cross wiring going on. I had this going around here and then straight into this piston, but for some reason it was creating a clock that was burning out and making these things just go absolutely wonky. So anyway, now just so you can see what I've done, this is where I pulled it in. I'm just bringing it straight up and I'm running it over top of this block so that we're sending power to the piston from that way instead of going directly into it. Then I'm just continuing to corkscrew it up, and then on top of these two blocks so that we can power these two pistons that are holding down these two blocks. So when we pop the lever, this one gets pulled down, this gets pulled over, and then those two get pulled up pretty much all at the same time, and our water then flows through this way. So at this point in time, our mobs, although they can still get pushed off the edge there, when they come up, they will have the option to get pushed over this direction now. I don't mind it pushing it, I think, to this angle. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'm not planning to have it, I guess, go around any turns or anything. I'm pretty sure I can probably punch this block out and probably shove them off the edge here if I wanted to and just shove them down to the ground, but I don't want to do that just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and close this back up now. I will go AFK. Actually, I'll open it up so I can talk to you. I'm going to go AFK now, and I'm going to work on getting this block to push over and that block to push over when these guys get pulled up. which shouldn't be too tough as long as I don't do any more cross wiring and get some weird clock action going. I think all I'm going to have to do is invert the signal so that we'll have a positive signal going, or a negative, no signal going into the sticky piston that will live right here, which will pull, actually, I guess we'll have to have a signal going into it so it'll push those blocks out here and here, and that should stop any monsters from hitting that. If they do, they should just get slid right along like they're on a normal wall. So, alright, I'm going AFK, I'm going to get that done, and then I think we're probably going to be getting close to the end of the episode then, so I will probably call it once I have that done, but I'll go ahead and get that wired up and show you guys the results. Okay guys, I think we are all set, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you this really fast and then we'll call it a video. But I heard some monsters spawning too, so I don't know how much time we'll have before they start coming up. But basically I placed this piston here, and I have I placed this piston over here. And all I've done is I've taken this redstone signal that we're already sending up here, and I'm bringing it around over here and feeding into this block, throwing a redstone torch on top of that, which is how we're going to invert our signal. So right now we have no signal. Because we're powering this block right here, when that thing is on, that's what will take care of powering this piston, which is going to block the one part of our door, or our entry into our mob trap. And then we feed it around over to this side, and we power into this, and that's what's going to feed into here. So like I said, all I'm going to have to do, now that I've got it all wired up, is I've got to find a good creative way to hide it all. Which I guess, maybe I'll just make this little mob temple look more temple-like. But I'll go ahead and I'll show you now when I go ahead and I pop this lever. Hopefully we won't have any visitors. You can see these two pistons have engaged. So our water mob evader thing here. Oh man. Oh shoot. Here we have company. Alright, we're going to see it in action and then I'll kill these guys. Oh shoot. Yeah, we're not going to see it in action because I don't want to. I don't want that creeper coming over and blowing stuff up. But hey, that's a good way to get some drops. Now you can see there is that little dead spot right where they're just hey. Oh man, really? Where they're just gonna hang out, but you did also see how she pushed the zombie out of the way, so I'm pretty sure the zombie will be inside of our trap, which is a good thing. Got rid of her. Alright, good deal. So yeah, the zombie should be taken care of and in the trap, which is where we want him to be. So it looks like we've got this working now. That'll block it and open it up. Oh, hello, skeleton. We'll just keep him in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to block that little hole up so they can't see me, because that's not good news right there. There. Now he should, we'll see what he does. That's actually going to be a good test for us, guys. I think I left the door open down here too, so hopefully nobody wandered in there, although it's daytime, so I'm sure they didn't. So there we go. There's all our stuff. The only thing that I don't like about it is we can see this piston hanging out here, but I think that's our skeleton right back there. I'm going to kill these guys off that are hanging out in here. I don't think that was the witch we were shooting at, but maybe it is. So yeah, you can see how everything is running there. There's some blocks that I accidentally dropped down in there while I was working on it. Our little creeper guy. So yeah, it looks like everything is in full swing here. Let's eat something here really fast. I think I'm living on baked potatoes right now. I've been doing so many projects away from the base, guys. I haven't actually haven't been harvesting the farms lately, so I don't have any cow meat or pig meat or anything like that. But I should probably hook myself up or go visit the chicken farm. Actually, that's what I should do. Put that to some good use. So as long as I open this and we don't have a skelly come popping out of there. Oh, you know what? I can see him right there. What's he standing on? Looks like he's standing on something. And I thought the witch was too. Oh, you know what? I bet because that piston's open, there's probably a half a block open there. So let's close that guy out. Although, as you saw, I don't think it's a big deal if they are hanging out there. Yeah, see? Looks like I've created a little place for him to hang out, which I don't like. Although it also looks like there's a missing block in there too. You know what? I bet there is a missing block in there. Let's take... oh shoot, let's take him out. At least they're one-hit kills. They're easy to take out, right? Let's fill that back in there. That way, hopefully maybe now they won't get stuck in there. They won't be able to take advantage of that because they can't move over the full distance. Uh-oh. Don't want him in here either. I guess that's kind of a fun way to do it too. It's like, let's play the timing game. So alright, so yeah, see, he's stuck in that that little dead spot. You can see him kind of popping up and down there. Let's go over here though, and we'll check out inside this trap really fast. See if guys are still coming in. I'm pretty sure they will be. Yeah, see, so I'm not going to worry about it. So it looks like if we do want to use this thing to kill mobs for some goofy reason, we'll have that option. They're definitely still making it down here. I'd love to see that zombie come down here if he'll cooperate. Nope, thought I saw him. Yep, there we go. Here he comes. Bam. Alright, good. So it looks like everything is working the way that we need it to, guys. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode for now. Next time we will, I will probably, in the intermediate time between now and then, I will go ahead and I'll pretty up that top area and I'll show you what we end up with. Man, yeah, I forgot how this thing can produce. I'll pretty up the redstone up here so we don't see any of that. We'll get that all hidden and probably try and dig out this little canal tunnel thing so that we have a place for our mobs to go so that we can put them in a holding area. Well, I guess not really a holding area. I guess we'll just go ahead and we'll probably just get the sorter started. I may need a little bit of room for that, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I think what we'll probably end up doing, guys, is we'll put I think, if I'm not mistaken, where is it? Okay, so right there is where our little chute's going to be. They're going to come shooting down. I guess we'll do the sorting up here, and maybe I'll create some kind of an impressive drop for the creepers so we can actually see them fall into lava or something that'll be down there, a little lava bath for them. But then we'll let the skeletons and the zombies come through. I may not do a full mob sort. I may just sort the creepers out, which means I'm going to have to actually finally go get a cat. I haven't actually gotten a cat in Minecraft in so long. The last time that I had one, there was a weird bug with them where anytime you would take any sort of damage, they would warp to you, and I'm really hoping that they've gotten that fixed. So, because I have a feeling I'm probably going to have maybe one, maybe two cats kind of set up along the channel in a way for creepers to hop out of it, so that when they see the cats, they'll run out of there into another little water stream where we'll drop them down into the lava. And then we'll create a room over here to collect the other guys where we can actually have a fight club, and we'll move this lever somewhere so that we're not just looking at a dumb lever out in the middle of the grass for no apparent reason. But we'll get that moved so that we can go somewhere convenient where we can still spawn mobs, and we'll watch them kind of drop into the room, and we'll have an iron golem in there, maybe a way to make more of them if somehow they get killed, and we'll just watch them run around and beat the snot out of the mobs. So anyway, should be pretty cool. So yeah, if you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. It does help out the channel a bunch. I know I say that every time, but I will continue to say it because it does help. And if you're not already a subscriber, do subscribe. I will continue to put these things out, and I will catch you guys next time.